Let's go to the question of our student.
How are you, Renato and Chris? My name is Marisa. I am 30 years old. My husband is almost 40 years old. But we are facing some problems in our marriage. We don't have sexual intimacy anymore. We have been married for 10 years and a child of 5 years old. Both of us, we work and spend the whole day outside. And we are not being able to have sexual relationships. Sometimes we spend a week without it. And when we have, it's just once a week. And that's the max. And I want some help so that you can give us an advice on how to change the situation, because I don't want to lose my marriage because of the lack of a sexual relationship. So tell us on what to do, change, or something that will help us to change the situation so that we can have intimacy every day, because once a week sometimes we don't know what to do.
Yes, student. I can feel the desperation in your voice. Some may say you have no reason to complain by having it once a week. I'm not saying you are, but there will be someone who say that, because unfortunately there are many couples who are living a life of a couple with no sex. This is unbelievable, because society has never been so sexualized, and still many couples are living almost without any sex at all. Why for her once a week is not enough? When a woman reaches her 30s, the woman is in her sexual peak. Usually, for the man, his sexual peak starts at the age of 17, 18, and it goes until his 70s. I'm joking. Not all men, in their majority, have their sexual peak in their youth, and so they reach the sexual peak much earlier. And women reach it, there are some exceptions, I'm just speaking in a general way, usually women between 30 to 40, and men after 40 starts to decline in regards to this desire. All students must understand that sexual desire rarely is the same for both. Rarely you will find a couple where both want in the same frequency. Usually, one wants more than the other, and the other less than the other. This is absolutely normal, because we are not all the same. But it is important, thinking about these differences, that every couple must understand the following. If one wants more than the other, then both must meet in the middle. It's common sense. It's balance. It's what is fair. Maybe for him, once a week, it's okay, but for her, it's a desperate situation. So he must put in the effort, maybe not every day as she desires, but at least 2 times a week. He needs to make this effort. I know it's funny to say an effort, it shouldn't be an effort, but from his side, it might be an effort. It's not because he doesn't like, it's just that he thinks that it's not as necessary as it is for her. So the couple needs to meet in the middle, in the sexual life, as in every other aspect in life. But there are a few points that the students must understand. As I said, you are at your sexual peak. He has already been over this peak. So the difference of age between the both of you is almost 10 years. And you have a 5-year-old daughter. It might not be your case, but I will mention it because it might help other wives and mothers. At times, the woman forgets to be a wife. After being a mother, she only remains as a mother. turns all her attention to the child, and we understand that a child needs all the attention, forgets that she has the man by her side. Again, the balance. You cannot stop being a wife to be only a mother, and vice versa. Just as he must understand that he needs to help a little bit more because the chores in the house are more overwhelming, so you cannot forget that you need to be a wife. What do I mean with this? You need to protect the couple time. What do I mean? At times, the couple allow the child to sleep in bed in the midst of them, or the child not to have a bedtime. So the child stays awake until they also go to bed. And the child has no time to go to bed, though they should go earlier, for the couple to have around 1 or 2 hours alone. And it's the time you protect your time. Might be a matter of health. You need to see how fit your husband is, fit or unfit. Health can influence in the sexual desire, eating habits, sleeping enough. The matter of stress, you said that the both of you work basically every day. You need to balance all that and not allow one thing to invade the other. It's quite common nowadays, couples, to allow something to invade the intimacy, their time. At times it's the TV or the mobile phone, but don't allow anything or anyone to invade your time. Your time must be sacred and protected. I conclude this advice by saying the following. The mistake of many, both men and women, is to wait for the sex to be spontaneous always. And don't be mistaken. At times it will be. At times without planning, there will be a desire. At times there will be the spontaneous relationship, but that won't happen always. So more than being spontaneous, the couple must prioritize being intentional. What it means to be intentional? For you to, on purpose, intentionally decide when you will have intimacy. It's not to be waiting. Oh, I don't feel like, it didn't flow. It's not about that. You need to work for that to happen with intent. So why it should be like this? Because when you do the right things in the marriage and sex, the majority knows that sex is not only what happens in bed, especially for the women, but it is important to know that when you start doing the right things, then the desire comes. Many couples make the mistake of waiting to have the desire. Unless you do, less desire you have to do it. So you need to follow that saying. You only need to take the first step. Now I don't know if I should throw some cold water on him or her for them to wake up. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.